Hello and welcome to this tutorial all about Medra, the AI designed for students. Medra will help you review, solve, write, and study smarter. As soon as you log in, you'll land on the dashboard, where you can find the settings and all the features available. The very first step is to create a folder. Each folder matches one of your courses. For example, if you're studying law, you probably have several subjects like commercial law, labor law, or civil law. In Medra, each folder you create represents one of your courses. Let's use a marketing course folder as an example. There you go. The marketing folder is now created. The next step is to add all your course materials: PDFs, Word docs, books, images, and even websites. There are 3 types of resources you can add: a website or article using a URL link, a document imported from your computer, or even an audio recording. For example, if you're in class, you don't need to take notes by hand anymore. Just click here to start recording everything your teacher says. Here's an example using a document about how Agile CEO strategies impact SME growth as a course resource. You can also add a recording of your teacher as an explanatory resource. You can add as many documents or resources as you want, as long as they relate to your course. Everything you import builds up your knowledge base for that folder. Medra's AI becomes an expert on your course and will only use these materials to give you personalized answers and support. The third step is to explore Medra's different features. Let's go through them one by one. The first one is Chat with the AI. To get started, just open a folder, like the marketing folder here. Click New Space, then select Chat with the AI. The feature opens up. Your course is now ready and your documents are added. When you click into the chat, you'll get an assistant that knows your course inside and out. You can ask any questions you want, like, explain the distribution technique in a few sentences, or what's the difference between merchandising and sensory merchandising, and much more. Unlike ChatGPT, Medra doesn't make up answers. It only uses the documents in your knowledge base to answer your questions. If there's no answer, it'll let you know honestly. Tip: if you want a response based on a specific document, click the @ symbol, then pick the resource you want. For the study guide feature, click Study Guide. This option is perfect for summarizing and organizing an entire chapter in just a few seconds. Create a guide space, choose the document you want, and click to generate the guide. You'll get a clear, structured guide that's instantly available in Medra, great for exam prep or making sense of a tough chapter. Here's an example of a generated guide. Tip: you can edit it by hand to add your own notes. All your changes are saved automatically. On the right, there's a dedicated chat that knows your guide backwards and forwards. Ask it anything, or have a direct conversation about your guide. Now, let's look at the quiz tool. To use it, click here to create a quiz space. Pick the document you want, set the number of questions, type, language, difficulty level, then start the quiz. Once you launch the quiz, Medra will only ask about what's in your course materials. At the end, you'll see your score, the correct answers, and get explanations for each one. For example, the quiz starts here. Next question: true or false? Move on to the next. Single choice question. Once you're done, that's it. So, we got 1 out of 3 right. Now let's move on to the flashcard feature, which is a great way to memorize information. Create a flashcard space using a document already in your knowledge base or from a new source. Medra will automatically generate the flashcards, like you see here. The idea is simple. Read the front, then try to answer. Next, flip the card to check the correct answer and see how you did. Now, let's look at the Solve feature. It's super easy. Use this feature to solve your math problems, exercises, or any type of question. You can import a problem from a document or type it right here. Medra doesn't just give you the answer, it explains the steps too. Now let's check out the Summarize feature. It's straightforward. If you've got a long text, essay, or thesis that needs to be condensed, this feature is perfect. It'll handle that for you efficiently. Next, there's the Write feature, which helps you draft your work in a personalized way, using your resources and letting you adjust the tone, perspective, length, and more to fit your needs. Here's the Humanize feature. If you've created a text with AI, this tool will make it sound more natural and smoother in just a few clicks. Add your text here, type it in, import it from Medra or your computer, or use a link. Whether it's a text, an existing document, or something online, you can make it sound more human. Now let's look at the Recording feature. Back in the day, students used to take handwritten notes as soon as the teacher started explaining. But often, the pace is too fast and it's easy to miss important information. With Medra, it's much simpler. Log in, and with your teacher's permission, you can record the class session. Everything that's said will be automatically transcribed and added to your course's knowledge base. This lets Medra's AI create study guides, summaries, and link all explanations to your existing materials. For anyone working on a thesis or final project, the dedicated module is highly recommended. It guides you from coming up with your topic and problem statement all the way through to your conclusion. Now you know all the main features of Medra. The idea is simple. Create a folder for each course, add all your materials, then chat, review, test your knowledge, solve exercises, write, record, summarize, and humanize, all using your own content. Medra isn't a generic AI and never makes up answers. It's an AI that specializes in your courses, so you can study more effectively. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future tips. We'll be sharing more tips soon to help you get the most out of Medra. See you next time.